This is simulated storytelling. Think of the best storyteller in your family, the one who remembered the version of the story nobody else knew. The accent, the pause, the punchline. Now think about what happens when they're gone. Not just the grief, the permanent, irreversible silence of a voice that will never speak again. We've accepted that as inevitable, but it doesn't have to be. I have been designing something that has never quite existed before. Not an archive, not an app, a presence. Something that keeps stories alive the way a person does. Conversationally, warmly, honestly. And I've been developing it on the Dingle Peninsula as a case study. In rural Ireland, villages are losing up to 5% of their population every decade. 3 in 5 under 25s are considering immigrating. Nearly 1 in 6 people in Ireland is now over 65. The people who carry the stories, the local voices, the characters, dialects are disappearing. And every tool we currently have treats their stories as data to store, not voices to keep alive. The written word doesn't do it justice. The way they told those tales, the characters, it's incomparable. This is what Maura Begley told me, a famous traditional musician and culture advocate. An audio file on a website is not the same as a conversation. A folder of recordings is not the same as a person in the room.
Down
The
again,
market has
the
noticed its pain.
quarterly,
Apps
free in
exist
the
so
wallet,
that you record memories before you
up,
die, so that your family can tell
here,
you later. Companies are growing fast in this space. People want this badly, but every existing solution is screen-based, generic, built for individual use. None of them ask, what does this feel like in the room, in a community, sat around a fire? The opportunity is not better storage, it's a completely different design question. What if the presence of a storyteller could be kept alive physically, conversationally, in the places stories have always been told? Contemporary storytelling is alive and well online, but what about in person? Stories should feel alive. This is the solution. This is simulated storytelling, a physically present conversational artifact inspired by the Shanachie, a traditional Irish storyteller that lives in community spaces on the Dingle Peninsula. It speaks in a Kerry accent, it listens, it holds stories the same way a person holds them, the warmth with timing and present. And and it is honestly deliberately not human. How it works. Community members contribute stories, no apps, no logins. You choose your consent level, anonymous, named, or only when I'm gone. A custom AI voice change trained on a Kerry speech and a projected face mapped onto a handmade mask creates what I call deliberate strangeness, present and warmed, but clear about what it is. I tested it live on Ash's Pub in Kerry and Parsons Beach in Kerry. Looking at the experts, what they're saying, technology is key to preserving what makes a place important to us. From Simon O'Leary from the UCD Folklore Archive, Dr. Sina Ackwood told me that culture grounding and a sense of place are essential in social robotics design. The on-site test showed participants, including older adults with no tech background, and they described it as feeling alive and something they wanted to interact with. The market The commercial appetite for this is already proven. A growing category of companies are helping families preserve voices and stories online, but they're all solving a private individual problem through a screen. Nobody is designed for the communal, physical, felt experience of being in the room with someone's story. There is a gap. Who needs living history? The appetite for living history already exists. Think about every institution that relies on storytelling to do its job, and currently has no way to keep those stories conversational, present, and alive. The potential to scale is massive, from the OPW to Fáilte Ireland to the National Museum, to families that are fragmented across the world, to cultural institutions, and also to the likes of the GA, all smaller communities, and impossible to keep all these stories stored in one place with a living historian. For The OPW manages over 700 sites. Every one has a stories that die with them, the last person who knew them. The National Museum, County Museum, local archives, institutions that hold objects, but lost the people who understood them. Schools and colleges. Oral history is a living subject, not just a textbook. The system travels. households to rural communities to the wider diaspora to families everywhere. What works in a small village on the Dingle Peninsula can work anywhere. A family who wants their grandmother to keep talking to grandchildren she'll never meet, a diaspora community trying to hold on to a place, a minority language group, a village in Donegal, a Welsh town, a Basque family. Ireland has more stories than it has ways to keep them. I'm looking for an institutional partner to co-develop the next phase, whether that's Fáilte Ireland piloting at a heritage site, a county museum wanting a living exhibit, or a school that wants history to talk back. The Dingle Peninsula is the proof. The system is ready to travel. The only question is where it goes first.